Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. We back on the Beastmaster today and we're going to be taking what we've learned yesterday from the bleed build that Faydum showed us and that we played, and we're going to be implementing it with other skills, and maybe they don't scale as well because they're not going to be running the critical strike chance or the damage multiplier increase. But what we are going to be doing is running bleed again, so it's going to work very much similar. In a very similar way. We're going to take Spider Cocoon for the bleed weakness, a Spider Queen for the bleed weakness, and then also War Tiger for the bleed. And then from our runes, we're going to grab the Center Blood, the Slash, as well as Whirlwind for finesse, Bulwark, and the finesse upgrades. And we're also going to go and do everything else that we did yesterday. So with regards to Titans, the most important one for this whole thing to work and to make everything or all the bleed do so much more damage, we need to start off with Faydum and Bloodfrenzy. So this is the most important thing, and this power up is what's making bleed do so much more damage compared to any other of the negative effects. So with regards to runes, we do take advanced tactics as well, because I don't believe Beastmaster has any access to ice or slow skills, or slow skills that will provide you with slow on hit. So we're also going to be losing a little bit of damage over there. We're not going to be able to get Disorientated, but that's okay, because we're going to go and grab it from the, instead of grabbing wound per se, we're going to grab the disoriented on hit from the Void King, and we'll see where that takes us. We don't need armor, we don't need the multicast, we don't need powerful strikes, and we don't need expansive. We also don't need poison on hit, although you could probably dual wield the buffs, so you could go poison and you could go for everything else, but we're going to choose not to do it that way. And also, don't raptors cause bleeding? I don't know if I'm right or wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that raptors have a chance to bleed enemies as well. But I could be completely wrong there. There's Center Blood, fantastic, with a beautiful cast frequency there. We're going to banish the poison on hit because we don't want it, as well as that. Now, because we've used so many banishes already, we are going to use the rest of them on things like the multicast chance for our skills when we get the legendary options. So all those multicast chances on legendaries, we're going to get rid of all of them, or most of them. We can only afford 4 of them. So because we have 6 skills, at least 4 out of the 6 will be gone. Or we might keep the one for the main skills, like multicast on Spider Cocoons and things like that is actually pretty good, decent. Alright, there's War Tiger, beautiful, Relentless, beautiful, and here we can start with the laceration increases. So Spider Queen, and then lethalities as well, because we need to get to at least 100% critical strike chance. Where are we? What are we looking for? Slash and Whirlwind. Critical strike chance, no.
I can feel it in my bones.
Been seeing those synergetic upgrades are far more often, even though we don't have synergetic as a rune, which is very interesting. I thought you could only get them with the rune, but as you can see, you can't. You can get them multiple ways. What I like about this build, specifically being bleed, is that we can focus on our footing and not take as much damage. And what else is really nice about it is minions. You know, who doesn't love minions? And having things do your bidding for you. So some of the locks are going to be used on quantity of items, of the summons, obviously, because the more we can cause them to bleed, the better, like over here. But we do need potency as well for our Scent of Blood. It's quite funny how it's gone back to Scent of Blood being a really necessary evil in the game. Previously, this used to actually scale on how many stacks of bleed were present on you, and now we're using the skill again in a bleed build. I'm just going to take Heartrending Strike until we find Whirlwind, just so I don't have to focus necessarily on the amount, or on the skills too much. We'll just find Whirlwind naturally, and then we'll go from there. But as long as we've got the Bulwark and the Finesse coming from a skill, then it's fine. It's just that it has a lower cooldown and a higher hit area. Alright. We do need one more bleed on hit, but we need the uncommon one, and then we can banish that as well. We don't necessarily need to banish it, but we'll stop taking the upgrades for it. And then it's nice and early into the game, so we will land up using this if our summons could go and defeat this goblin in time. There we go, fantastic. Nope, we need the uncommon version, so we'll just re-roll there. Nothing to see over here. Oh, there we go, we got it. Perfect. So cast frequencies, like usual. Let's just see if we can re-roll a bit here. Double slash could also be really good because it gives you debilitated. Debilitated is reducing all damage dealt by the target. And it's 0.9 seconds, which is lower than that. Maybe. Let's try debilitated and see what happens over there. Swing to nature can be... it's not going to help. We're actually going to go... Maybe going... Whatever to swing will be better. So we'll actually... Oh, but skill chains are very important. But like I just said... oh man, that's actually... This could be a problem. Okay, we'll try it. I wonder what happens when you play with a swing to a summon type-esque skill chain. How would that work with regards to cast frequency and things like that? We'll see what happens. Also, I'm not sure if we actually need Colossal with this one either, because minions will have quite a lot of upgrades to them already, and because they got Cunning, you're going to be defeating the correct boss anyway.
The trail is fresh.
Okay, prioritize Laceration to increase the amount of bleed damage everything does. And I think Spider Cocoon or the Spider Queen will be our number one to get damage on, because they've got the most amount of bleed total damage already. And then we just need to work on the potency and cast frequency, cast frequency of the Scent of Blood, because we need to get it down to the right amount. Alright, so there's potency. Again, we do not need the bloodshed, so we'll get rid of it. We need some movement speed still. Magnetic's good, laceration, and some health over there. Remember, life was very, very good. We don't have the critical damage rune this time. We did take advanced tactics, so we can just go straight to brittle to colossal. And we do actually need brittle to colossal because we need colossal to dazed. So that will definitely help us. Bit of a slow start, but otherwise everything's looking Gucci. But definitely got to go for the most important stat first, which is, oops, I forgot he has a spin attack. It actually comes out of nowhere, so that's quite dangerous. But luckily it's Bloodfrenzy. Increase the damage of every bleed you apply based on your cast frequency. So right now it's 1.6 times damage. So you see we're on 3,960. We click on that, it goes up to 6,187. So nearly doubled the damage of our bleed immediately. What was a 1.6 times, but that's based on cast frequency. So as soon as we get Scent of Blood active, it will then be even more just because of that. So cast frequency 6692, you can actually see it goes up whenever you grab cast frequency as well. So very good to just grab general cast frequencies for now. We will pick up one duration. Another magnetic is also very good, especially when they are of blue. Deep wounds, remember, also very, very important. Lethality, we're picking up more magnetic. Cast frequencies there. The more magnetic we pick up while we're doing this, the more XP we're going to be picking up from it in totality. So let's grab Swing to Bomb. Swing to Bomb is probably the better one to go for, because then we get so many Spider Cocoons. I think we'll actually... Ooh, I have a feeling that Swing to Bomb is going to be quite crazy. So let's grab this. We'll grab a Bulwark to Aptitude as well. There There we go. Grab those. More critical strike chance. Movement speed, crit damage, cast frequency on those. I think the spider cocoons are going to be our best bet. They've got a decently low cooldown, and they've got the most amount of damage as well. So we'll focus the damage on them in terms of just flat damage. Yep, already on 13k. So that's going to be our focus.
An animal follows its impulse.
We still need more magnetics. There we go. And then I have I have forgotten, but I haven't forgotten. This is actually really good because it increases the damage of center blood. So it goes from 110 up to 126. This is also really good because it goes from 126 to 141. So very good over there. Cast frequency on it. Beautiful. Nearly at permanent uptime, which will be fantastic. And we now need to go for... Ooh, which one was it? A lot of Mhyzahet it was, but we don't need the form this time. So it's not as much. I think let's go for Midorahk first. Get the Colossal first, and then we go back to Mhyzahet, get the Colossal to Dazed. And then because we do actually have Poison in our kit, we can go Poison to Dazed, but we'd rather go Colossal. So this round we're going to be lowering the visuals very soon, compared to what we did last time, but that's okay as well. It doesn't really matter too much. We will probably still take form, because who doesn't like to crit a lot? But we won't need as much. Maybe just one or two. Alright, critical strikes now apply bleed. That's fine to take. We are sitting on a decent amount of crit. It's just extra damage. It says we only need one or two of them anyway, or just one of them. You probably don't actually need it at all, to be honest, but
step by step,
we'll take it regardless. And what you need to do is I think you do need to keep moving with the spider cocoons. So the more you move, obviously they're then going to pop. And they're going to have... And I don't think there's a limit to how many spiders you can have active at any given time. So the more you spawn them, the more spiders you can have on the screen. And that's what's going to cause us grief later on in the video. So get it over and done with now. We're going to have a lot of them spawning. Okay, we want the swing to bomb. Oh, right, I need to... Oh, +1 to them as well. And then we don't need area of effect. We need the damage. Beautiful. So let's go damage first. There's a laceration, but we'll just focus on the legendaries first. And then we pick up the laceration. Came back to us. Look at that. We didn't have to lock it. Alright, sharp blades. I don't think that's necessary, so we can reroll here. Grab the merciless. We still got lots of rerolls, so I should actually use them more. I'm slightly learning to use them far more than what I've been doing. So there's a lacerate, we'll take it. We need dismemberment as well to apply that 40% bleed immediately. The bleed damage. We are currently on 19k bleed damage. But yeah, doing this makes it so that any bleed build is viable, which is really, really fun and awesome to have around. Only need to defeat the bosses here. Cast frequency on the cocoons. Unfortunately, we need these to be much lower. And I don't know what a 0.2 cast frequency is going to be like on the summons. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that affects them. But I cannot wait to see how it affects them. Laceration, crit, multicast is fine, laceration. We don't need the critical strike chance there, so just damage on that. Multicast there is perfect as well.
Let's end this quick, Titan.
A lot of them do have, what's the wording I'm looking for? We do have a lot of cunning. So we should be pretty good there as well. Poison has a chance to spread, but we're not really worried about that. Brittle to Colossal is perfect. Over to Mhyzahet. We don't even need the brittle, slow to brittle, which is what we would have got there, because we've got the brittle ruin.
The heat blasts my bones.
But now we've
Keep
got
moving.
some
Time to
Colossal,
hunt.
so that's going to help us as well. So far it's not really obscuring the visuals too much, because a lot of our skills, the summons aren't really... There's something there that's like flashes. But once we get the Sandstorm, we are going to have to lower the visuals all the way down, because Sandstorm does do stuff to visuals, so it is quite bad. Also, we haven't really been doing our Ascension. It does help, of course. It does give us movement speed, cast frequency, and damage. Of course, increasing cast frequency means that we're going to be in a much better position. We still need more crit. More crit. Multicast is fine. Laceration damage for the summons. I'm not really worried about the tiger amounts, but you know, we'll just grab it.
My bones. Another fragment. I will break the seal.
Oh, do you know what I was supposed to do? We were supposed to grab... Oh, but it's not a swing skill. You can use Assassin as well, because of the Summon Enclave.
The Titans shall
and then you'll have them viable. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. We haven't found many potencies, but we have been finding damage increases for swing, which has been helping us get those. We also need the damage increases over here, so let's just try and... Oh, okay, wait, we can actually banish that. Let's see if we can find some damage increases here before we get anything else going. I'm running... There we go. Okay, we'll take these. There's beautiful damage. There's a multicast, and we don't have any more rerolls. So we have to take the damage caused is more frequent. The runes, that was a priority skill upgrade anyway, so if you've got no locks, you take that over anything else. And there we go. And because our Center Blood is being upgraded, our cast frequency is going up, therefore our damage has now gone up. So we're on 146,000 damage. And we no longer need the cast frequency to our Center Blood. So now we're just looking for potency. Perfect. And I mean, that's going to increase the damage of everything. So it's not just one skill doing a lot of damage. And then you're also applying a lot of bleed using slash and debilitated. I mean, not debilitated, double slash. Okay, laceration. Let's go. Unfortunately, our raptors look like they're going to run out very soon. But you can definitely see the damage coming into play now. Much, much better than what it was previously. So, cast frequency, we no longer need duration. We'll take... Do we want a Leviathan? Not right now. Swing to Nature's fine. Lacerations. Damage increase to this.
No more waiting, Titan.
Perfect.
It's time.
Oh! Oh, wait, we haven't done that yet. Well, good thing we had Mhyzahet. Oh, no, we should have done... Okay, we made a little bit of a mistake, but that's okay. So we forgot something very important from Mhyzahet, and that's actually to grab the weakness to fragility. So we'll grab that first. We're going to go through here. It would have been nice to have gone somewhere then Mhyzahet, so I actually did make a little bit of a mistake, because we can't do that now. We're going to go back to Midorahk so that we can grab ourselves the aptitude on... Is it aptitude on heck? Actually, Fellipox has the... Let's go get the Ironshroom now, while we still can.
I will prove that every place can be
because it is a damage multiplier, so... Go pick up the Ironshroom. As soon as our spiders start to spawn, they wreak havoc. But in the very beginning of the boss fights and things like that, as you can see, it's quite difficult for them to spawn. But there you go. Look how many spiders we have all over the... Oh, do you know what? They actually look like they land up being defeated. I think you can only have a max limit of them. Yeah. We have too much. Okay, so we learned something important here, that the spider cocoons don't actually work very well. I mean, they're doing all the damage, so something's working, but the actual little spiders are not working properly, if that makes sense. So they work kind of like how the bunnies work. And in that case, what we've done is actually bad. So getting the skill chain for them was not a good idea. Okay, let's look for damage again. We can go for, I mean, plus quantity on them is not going to help. We'll go plus quantity on this. And multicast. I don't see a damage, and we don't have many locks left either. But what it does allow is for us to, at least when we fight specific bosses, that boss is going to stand on all of them, and they've got like a split second to attack. And because they've got such a low cooldown, they're probably going to hit really hard. 168,000.
Kobolds always fight for their horde.
Pick that up. Was there anything down here? No, there wasn't. There's this over here. Cast frequency, damage, and movement speed. Oh, there's spiders everywhere.
I will break the seal. Blood calls.
I mean, I guess this is the reason why we use cluster bomb instead of anything else, because everything else, it just doesn't work nicely. They just get summoned and then are immediately disappearing.
Titan, the trail is fresh.
Although, if you get enough area of effect, does that matter? Because I think they still hit things. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just know that it's not working as intended. Okay, more potency. I don't think we need cast frequency anymore. The relentless property does come in handy. More bull aptitude is perfect, since that's what we're going here for. Deep wounds. And let's go see. I think we have to stay close to the bosses. And let's see what happens. We need the boss to pop the shrooms.
Bloody victory.
The boss needs to pop the shrooms. Boss is the one that has the shrooms. Alright, we're gonna grab Iron Shroom over here. I do know that you can get this as well, which is really good, but Iron Shroom is gonna be the additional power. I don't think we're gonna take this one as far as we took the Cluster Bomb one, but we're definitely gonna see, you know, how powerful it becomes once we start adding more Sandstorms and things like that. So we'll think we might leave off Sandstorm for now, for the Dazed. We could go Poison to Dazed anyway. But we'll see. We have to take Disoriented here because we don't have anything else to take. And then the cast frequency, dash, and all that's a pretty good one to grab from the Corrupted Void Hunter.
And I can smell
the most important thing is also getting that cast frequency. We're still not even at a lot. So the more cast frequency we're getting for our upgrade, the better it's going to be.
The door's magic is
Sorry, let me rephrase that. The more potency we get for Scent of Blood, the more cast frequency it's going to apply. So we need to try and get that as much as possible. We don't even have that much. Oh, that's also a problem, hey, isn't it? We're not getting... Oh, great. The Void Presence. And it's in such a horrible spot. Okay, it's fine.
Another step closer.
Didn't look like it defeated much of our summons anyway. My FPS is tanking so much though. I think we're just going to kill the Void King and call it quits.
Void fragment claimed. The door's magic is failing.
And we'll have to revisit this bleeding expose. Let's go here, do that, do this. Fantastic.
Each void fragment will cleanse the way.
We just need 2 more. There was a 3 over there. I don't know why we didn't just grab it, but it's whatever. We're gonna have to do it now. Man, I can't believe that actually happened. I guess we should never have gone for the skill chain. Maybe it's the skill chain that caused issues. Or maybe it's just got a really low cooldown, which is also an issue. What happens if we grabbed a... what happens if we grabbed a Scent of Blood with the other thing? What's it? I'm trying to think what it is. Okay, we just need potencies. Damage increase over here. We'll take +2 to the spiders as well. Laceration, that's all we're looking for. Actually, how much? Yeah, we're on 101 crit, that's fine. So potencies and lacerations, damage increase for that's fine. Damage, potencies, perfect. Laceration, multicast is fine. That one's not fine. Laceration's good. There, we finally get a dismemberment. We get a double dismemberment. That is crazy. We don't need brutal strikes. Multicasting for summons is fine. Crit, laceration, damage for bomb.
This is true.
Alright, we actually used all of our rerolls over there.
No fear left in me. Just the path and the end of it.
Okay. Perfect. So we're gonna grab the damage, cost, frequency, movement, speed, and the dash. We'll take the HP. And then we're gonna grab the Disoriented from the Void King. Normally you would go for Wound, or that's what we took yesterday. Wound is much better, much stronger, but because of the way that things worked out with regards to our skills, going for the Disoriented is going to give us far more damage, so we'll do that instead. And then, yeah, I think Spider Cocoons could have been replaced with something else. The fact that they don't stay up long enough. I mean, they're still doing the most amount of damage. They're doing an insane amount of damage, but I just feel like they could be overtaken, like Spider Queen starting to catch up there, even the double slash and all of that. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. These things happen. And we didn't even start getting into the crazy upgrades. So we grabbed Disoriented, and if you wanted to continue this, you would then go and grab yourself. Oh no, we don't have rerolls. No. Oh no. Oh well, good thing we're not carrying on over there. So make sure you have some rerolls because you need to get the Disoriented on hit. We're gonna have to. It doesn't work with Spider Cocoons as much as we would like, but it does make things viable. As you can see, we were able to do it quite easily. We did get unlucky with potency upgrades for this. We only got 512% potency, which means that our cast frequency isn't very high, only 306. But there are definitely ways to increase it. And yeah, it doesn't quite work with the Spider Cocoon. What I would do, guys, is grab yourself the 4th. Instead of this, take the fiery. Oh shoot, we went the wrong way over here. Okay, let's just complete this, and we'll keep going. I thought I didn't realize it was the wrong portal, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll just complete this. What you want to grab, I'll show you after this, is the same thing that we used yesterday, the fiery wave. And then rather just don't use Spider Cocoons because of the way that they work. So it's just easier, it's just better that way. I mean, look at this, it's absolutely crazy.
Blood calls.
I mean, we are nearly 1 million damage over there, 117,000 damage with 282,000 over there. So this is definitely doing far more damage, but we did also focus on the damage of the spiders. But I mean, look at this. They just immediately despawn as they do spawn. And I know why it's done that way. It's so that there aren't so many spiders and that the game doesn't completely brick. Because if you have that many entities on the screen at once, the damage calculations that the computer's going to have to take, or the actual engine's going to have to do, are just too much. So they do immediately despawn, but I think they do get a single attack off, or the explosion itself is doing so much damage that doesn't actually matter. So somehow it's working, but at the same time it's not very strong. But I mean, it's quite funny to see that occurring, actually. So some way, shape or form it's funny. In other ways it's actually like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that specific skill. Although it worked, so what the heck. I think I just banished the HP there accidentally. Doesn't matter.
Step by step, I'm getting closer. The chase closes in.
Alright, we are nearly at the end. We would just take Shatter. It doesn't even matter what we take over here. But the most important part is that we get that the most amount of damage out of it. These deep wounds, grabbing the lacerations, spamming as many as you want. Making any bleed build viable. What I do like is how it chunks the enemies down. But it's really, really funny the way that it works. But yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you thought about it. It's a really fun little build, and definitely has a lot of potential, but obviously not as much as the other builds. So there you have it. Oh, excuse me. There you have it. Wow. Okay, so Spider Queen's damage actually got completely overtaken by, like, even though the Watchful Hawk landed up doing more damage at the end there and double slash. So that's actually crazy how they overtook Spider Queen there. But it is what it is. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.